Understanding the risks in any property development should be an important element for a feasibility study. To balance risk and return, you need to analyze all the prospects of the development project. Using sensitivity and scenario analysis to test an array of assumptions on the feasibility study. In this video, I will try to answer 3 questions. The importance of sensitivity and scenario analysis for a development feasibility study. The main real estate development risks. Tools supporting decision-making. The importance of sensitivity and scenario analysis for a development feasibility study. Sensitivity analysis helps the developer to understand how changes to individual inputs might affect the feasibility of the project. For example, what happens if construction costs rise by 15% or fall by 10%? Will the project still be profitable? Studying all the variables and the possible outcomes, important decisions can be made. Scenario analysis help in evaluating the highest and best use for the development site by testing different combinations of inputs, affecting project feasibility. Firstly, examine if the proposed use is physically possible. Forget about zoning and economics and consider whether the proposal is physically possible. Examine the topography, lot size and shape, soil and water, weather patterns and neighboring developments. Secondly, examine if the proposed use is legally permitted. Whether the development will pass planning regulations and restrictions. Whether the proposed use permitted in the existing zone and whether it conform with building codes. The next test is whether there is a market for the proposed development. To answer this, the developer needs to scan the market, understand the competition and pound the pavement to talk to potential customers. Then examine if this is the most productive option. Consider all your possible uses and rank them in order of rate of return and risk. A simple mantra that remains fundamentally true in property development is that the greater the risk, the greater the return. The developer must decide if it's worth to take on the risk for a high return. The main real estate development risks. Changing the variables used in the feasibility study, such as time of completion, construction costs, sales values, rents and interest rates can all affect projects' key performance indicators and determine the likelihood of achieving the targeted rates of return. While there are many risks to be managed, 5 of them stand out from the rest. Time delay. Property development projects usually run over time, and this can be very costly, particularly on the borrowing cost. Projects can take longer than planned due to delays in development approval, unexpected weather conditions, contract disputes and more. So, managing this risk requires a good planning and a realistic schedule in the first place. Also, watertight building contracts and a contingency budget. Cost overrunning. Variations in cost can undermine the profit margin of any development. Analyzing the risk of cost overruns comes down to a clear understanding of the cost from the outset, and for those costs, like fixtures, fittings and finishes to consider in the construction documentation and contracts. Market movements. Downturns in demand and sales rates can pressure the profit, and so new developments can be coming out of the ground nearby. Interest rate hikes, new taxes or changes to investment settings can also give the market jitters, and that can hit the bottom line hard. Unreliable contractors. We have all heard the horror stories of builders going bust mid-project. The way to mitigate this risk is to undertake detailed due diligence before signing on the dotted line. Check out proposed contractors' work, get comments from past customers and speak to your colleagues and even competitors. Take the time to make the right decision. Flawed feasibility. One of the fastest ways to lose money on property development is by working with numbers based on guesswork. Making sure the numbers stack up is an essential part of property development. Ensure financial projects, budgets and feasibilities are robust and rigorous because rubbery figures are a surefire sign of project failure. Tools supporting decision-making. To uncover deeper details about the project, the developer needs to depend on sophisticated software, like Argus Estate Master. With a robust solution, it is possible to input more data to build a more accurate real estate feasibility study, leading to confident financial decisions. Once he input costs and revenues, he can calculate key performance indicators, including residual land value, development margin and profit, net present value and internal rate of return to help in evaluating development opportunities. If you have found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe for more videos and write your comments or questions.